Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. I know long time no see, but I hope you guys all had a happy holiday season and a happy new year. Like a lot of my colleagues and fellow reviewers here on YouTube, I am transitioning my channel for the year of 2026 and entering a no buy, low buy. I'm okay with doing a low buy, but I want to lean more towards a no buy when it comes to home fragrance. Body care, I don't go too crazy with anymore. I will have a body care empties video coming up after this December candle empties. You guys, with me purchasing less, I skipped out on a lot of sales, Black Friday sales, Candle Day sales, semi-annual sales. I had to make an exception for one candle, and it was the Kringle 4-wick Santa's Workshop. I love that candle. I finished it in the 2-wick, and I had to get the 4-wick. Other than that, I didn't bring in any more candles during the month of December. I was able to focus on my stash and burn through 35 candles. So without further ado, let's hop into this video. First up, we have Yankees Pumpkin Maple Creme Caramel. This had a high strength and throw in my open concept space. However, it did develop puny wicks throughout me burning the candle, so I had to cotton ball it a few times. It burnt nice and clean for the most part, but the puny wicks, I don't know what was going on with the wicks with this candle. These are discontinued. These are the 18-ounce large 3 wicks that Yankee used to have a few years ago. I still have a few of them in my stash that I want to finish through and finish up burning. I enjoyed this one. This was a nice, sweet pumpkin gourmand scent that I paired with another candle that I'm going to pull out next. This one didn't take on any type of burnt, scorched smells, even though it did have some spice in there. It had the sweetness from the caramel. I feel like I got more caramel than maple and the, usual pumpkin spice. So I really enjoyed this one. And I think I have one more. I think it's the 2-wick signature jar in my stash, and that'll be it for this candle. I think this one has been returning with Yankee during the fall season. So if it comes back this fall, I would be interested in repurchasing this one. Sugar Pumpkins from Kringle is the candle that I decided to pair with Yankees Pumpkin Maple Creme Caramel. What a name. This is the large, extra large 4-wick vessel. I didn't have any issues with this one. I know some of my fellow YouTubers said that they were having issues with wicks with the large, extra large 4 wicks, but this one burnt beautifully from top to bottom. Strength and throw was high in my open concept space. Nice clean burn on this one. I didn't have to keep an eye on it with sooting or anything like that. I will say though, after about 4 hours of burn time, it did take on a slightly scorched smell, but not too off-putting to where I couldn't enjoy the candle. This is another one that leans like a pumpkin bakery or pumpkin gourmand scent. Scent notes are pumpkin accord, cinnamon, orange, brown butter, clove leaf, baked vanilla, sweet cream, and sandalwood. So I did enjoy this one. I may pick it up this upcoming fall season if I'm in the mood for a sweet pumpkin gourmand scent. But overall, I did enjoy this one. I just had to really watch it after 4 hours. If I didn't want it to have that scorched smell, had to extinguish it, let it cool, trim the wicks, and relight it again. But overall, I enjoyed this candle. Cozy Cabin from Kringle was a nice, spicy, but sweet, woodsy, cozy fragrance. I really enjoyed this candle. Scent notes are brown sugar, cedar wood, cinnamon bark, firewood, vanilla, and warm maple. Again, sweet, spicy, woodsy, not really too smoky, even though it did mention a firewood note in the scent notes. Strength and throw was about a 6 in my bedroom space. This one did get puny wicks, so you can see where I had to stop burning it at. Burn was nice and clean, but once it got puny wicks, I just put it on my candle warmer in my living room space and let it finish out the fragrance. I really wish I could have finished burning through this one, but I believe this one is in the 2-wick and the extra large 4-wick. This is one I would definitely repurchase this upcoming winter holiday season. Cozy Flannel and Vanilla is another candle that I enjoyed this winter season. I feel like it was a mashup between flannel and marshmallow fireside. When I did my dedicated review of this candle, I did document that I developed puny wicks on the second burn. So I just went ahead, stopped burning it, and put it in my candle crock in my bedroom. When I was burning it, due to the puny wicks, my strength and throw was low, about a 3. When I put it in my crock, it was a nice background scent. I would give it a low to low medium. It was noticeable in my bedroom, but it didn't overpower any of the candles I was burning. So I was able to enjoy this one in the crock, but it was a one and done for me. Order of the Phoenix from Goose Creek was a fragrance that really shocked me. I did not expect to enjoy this one as much as I did. Strength and Throw was between a 6 to 6.5 without a hurricane in my bedroom space, so I kept it in a hurricane to boost it to a solid 7. Scent notes for Order of the Phoenix are white sandalwood, vanilla cashmere, smoked saffron, and worn suede. No issues with the burn on this candle, and this was a really nice, like, woodsy. It's a cashmere scent, but it had a nice sweet wooziness to it. Like, this was really good. I wish I could have got my hands on another one of these during Goose Creek's either Candle Day sale or clearance sale, because I really enjoyed this one, but I was really trying to be intentional and watch my candle purchases for the month of December, it helped me prepare myself for January. So I think I'll be okay. I made myself a little no-buy calendar, and I'm going to try to stick to it, but I will allow myself a low buy. I won't be too hard on myself. But this was really good. If you got your hands on it, it is a nice cozy scent. Even though it has notes of worn suede, it's a smooth leathery presence to the fragrance. Smoked saffron, not too much. Definitely got the vanilla cashmere note and that nice creamy sandalwood note. If Goose Creek were to bring a fragrance like this back, I would definitely repurchase it. Moving on to the next crate, I ended up finishing up 2 packs of wax melts, which I blended together and they smelled amazing. After the Rain from Better Homes and Gardens, and then Rainwater Moss. Rainwater Moss had a masculine cologne type of fragrance to it, and then After the Rain was kind of fresh and linen-like. It sounds weird, but this one also had a masculine vibe to it, so they paired nicely together. I think Walmart still has these in stock, so I would definitely be repurchasing these for the spring to enjoy that fragrance blend again. I had 1 cube on my small warmer in my dining room with 1 fragrance, 1 cube on the other warmer in my living room, scented up the whole space. And then in my bedroom, I did my larger ones where I put 2 cubes on each warmer and had the bedroom smelling just nice. It wasn't overwhelming, but very much noticeable and present. Just a nice, if you like masculine scents, these two are great together. Next up, we have Snowcap Fraser from Kringle. I absolutely love this fragrance. If you love fresh, outdoorsy tree scents, you have to try Snowcap Fraser this upcoming winter season. This will always be a repurchase for me. It's up there with my love of Christmas and Juniper and Laurel. Strength and Throw was a solid 7 for me in my open concept space. When I was shopping the 3-week sale, this one had sold out, and I ended up going back on the website just to check and see if it was back in stock, and I hurried up and purchased it with the quickness because I absolutely love this. And this 3-wick painted jar looks so nice illuminated. Like I said, fresh, cool, crisp, outdoorsy tree fragrance. Scent notes are fir balsam, fresh, amber, green, moss, pine, spice, and wood. Absolutely love this one. I was burning it when it was finishing out. I was just letting it burn. I didn't get a lot of soot or anything, but I did start to get a little bit of wick residue towards the end where you could see where the candle ended up stopped burning, but definitely will be repurchasing this one. Love Snowcap Fraser. Next up, Juniper and Laurel. Love this candle. Strength and Throw was a solid 7 in my open concept. However, this one was a hot, sooty, fast burner. I really had to keep my eyes on this one. The jar did get some darkness in it, but I feel like it probably would have got way darker if I wasn't staying on top. Like, you can see where the label is, how dark it got in there. And you can see how tall the wicks kind of are. My camera can pick that up. When I was on the last burn, I just went ahead and extinguished it because I really enjoy this scent, but I wasn't, I had to really keep an eye on it as I was burning it. I was pairing this with Christmas. Christmas didn't give me any issues with a hot, fast, sooty burn. This one did, so I didn't have to babysit Christmas as much. It's not often that I get hot, fast burning candles from Kringle, so I was shocked to experience it with this one, but that is not going to deter me from purchasing this candle again. I absolutely love it. Scent notes are white juniper, laurel leaves, eucalyptus, jasmine, silver spruce, patchouli, cedar, and pine cone. So if you like those type of scent notes for the winter, for me, I could burn it for holiday and winter. So to me, it's not overly Christmassy, and it can still, transfer over into the winter season if you kind of over burning like Christmas tree scents but you still like to burn like, you know, juniper scents or fresh outdoorsy tree scents during the winter season, this one will be good for that. So I really enjoyed this one. I burnt this one in Christmas, the whole entire week of Christmas. And then I think it lasted, the two of them lasted a little couple days after Christmas, but I was done burning through them by the new year. So definitely will repurchase juniper and laurel. And speaking of Christmas, absolutely love this candle. We'll repurchase it every year. This is one of the first candles. This and juniper and laurel are two of the first candles, winter holiday scents that I purchased from Kringle back in 2022, and I absolutely fell in love with. Now you can see the difference with this jar is much cleaner than juniper and laurel. So I didn't have any issues with this. And this one also performed, I hate when these lids. Yes, now this one is more of a woodsy tree fragrance. So this one, you gotta like woodsy scents in order to get into this one. But the wood notes are nicely balanced with the tree. So in this one, you get Siberian fir needles, cedarwood, musk, sandalwood, and wood. So definitely more of a woodsy tree scent. Highly recommended. I will get it every year as long as it is available. I cannot see Kringle discontinuing this one. I hope it never goes away. It is classic Christmas. It gives you Christmas vibes for sure. I don't know if I said the strength and throw was a 7 in my open concept space, and that was just in the 2-wick, so I can only imagine the 4-wick. I would like to purchase the 4-wick of Christmas and juniper and laurel this upcoming holiday season. Then we have Santa's Workshop. This one was one that I burned in my bedroom. I loved it so much. Strength and throw was also a solid 7 in my bedroom space. Very noticeable without being overwhelming. It also wasn't too light. This is a nice cherry woodsy. It's leathery, but it's a smooth suede. And was it sandalwood in here? It just says wood. I feel like it had some type of sandalwood because it had a creaminess to it, but it doesn't mention vanilla in the scent notes. So the scent notes are wood, cherry, tobacco, suede, musk, and cedar. You literally get all of those scent notes. This is beautiful. I wouldn't say it leans cologne-y, but it does have a slight body care, like, I don't want to say a creamy lotion, but that's what I got when I was burning it. That's another one word, the lid. Yes, I love this one so much. I had to get this one. I had to break my no-buy in December and get this one in the 4-wick because I think it'll make a nice fragrance for February. So glad I got my hands on this one because this one kept coming in stock and selling out and coming in stock. So I was glad to get the 2-wick. And then I think the 4-wick sold out and it came back in stock, and I hurried up and ordered it when it was 30% off. So I did get that one. Can't wait to enjoy and revisit this fragrance again in February. Then I finally burnt through my Heartwood. Now this one was more of a low medium. I enjoyed the scent. I did wish it was stronger. I kept this one in my bedroom space. This one was interesting because it has some greenery in there. At times I felt like I got an undertone of citrus, but I don't think citrus is in the notes. Sandalwood, green, sage, spice, patchouli, and amber. It wasn't really perfumey, so I wouldn't say I got amber from it. Green and sage. It did have a freshness. I really didn't get spice. It was definitely something green in here. It was nice though. Just interesting. Different. Definitely conceptual. But it didn't lean cologne and perfumey with that amber note. It wasn't heavy on the patchouli. Smooth from the sandalwood. The greenery and the sage notes weren't sharp. And again, I don't think I got too much spice. I don't get it on cold. It might have came through a little bit while lit. But overall, this was just a nice, subtle scent. Very nice and unique, but on the subtle side. So while I did enjoy this one, I think this one is discontinued. Even if it was still in stock, this one would have been a one and done because while I did enjoy it, I do wish it were a bit stronger in my bedroom space. And then my last large candle that I got through, Frosted Dawn from Kringle. I really enjoyed this candle. I know a lot of people compare this to winter. It definitely does have that clove and like orange citrus, but it has other fruit notes in it with the spice that kind of tweaks the scent a little bit. But if you enjoy winter or any other like citrusy clove scents that Kringle has, you would enjoy Frosted Dawn. Yeah, this was so nice. Strength and throw was high. In my open concept, I believe I gave it an 8. And in my closed concept, I rated it between a 9 to 10 because This was strong in my bedroom space. It traveled out into my hallway, and even when the flames was extinguished, I had left the lid off when I was reviewing this candle. And the next morning when I got up, I walked out the room and came back in, and I could still smell it as if the candle was lit. So this one had a nice lingering presence to it, and the overall fragrance was nice. Scent notes are mulled fruit, fir needle, lemon peel, clove, cinnamon bark, maple, balsamic frankincense, musk, and smoky vanilla. So love the label on this one. Enjoyed the fragrance. The only reason why I didn't back it up is because I still had other, you know, like citrusy clove fragrances in my stash. If this one sticks around and if Kringle converts this one over to the 4-wick, I would definitely repurchase it this upcoming winter holiday season. Next up, we have Golden Snitch from Goose Creek. Now, if you all watch my cold sniff video, if you watch my post burn reviews, this one was my #1 pick from the Harry Potter collab. Even though the more I started burning Order of the Phoenix, I almost felt like I wanted to put Order of the Phoenix in the #1 spot. This had a solid 7 strength and throw in my open concept space. No issues with the burn. The wax stayed its pretty bright yellow color. Oh, this was so nice, fresh and earthy. Scent notes are fresh cut grass, morning moss, damp earth, and bright bergamot. You definitely got the bergamot note in this one, but it wasn't a cologne bergamot. It was a nice, fresh, citrusy bergamot. So really enjoyed this one. This one is definitely one that I would have repurchased. And if something like this comes back out with Goose Creek, I would definitely pick it up. This was my second and last book loft candle that I had in my candle stash. I had purchased it when it first came out and did a dedicated review of it on the channel. And I think it was summer SAS when I picked this one up. I love the fragrance of book loft. I have it in a body care, room spray, hand soap. Strength and throw for me is always in the low medium range with this candle in my bedroom space. So I rated a 5. In a hurricane, I could get it up to a 6 max, which isn't bad, but it's such a nice scent. It's so pretty. No issues with the burn though. Nice clean burn, no soot, no murky wax. It's just for me, I wish this one was stronger, so I'll just enjoy it when it comes out in the room spray or the hand soaps. Then that's the format I'll pick it up in. The room spray was strong. I wish the candle was that strong, but I get it. This is meant to be more of like a subtle, more subtle, soft fragrance profile. So just for me, I would have liked this to at least hit a solid 7. So it could be more enjoyable while I'm in the room with it lit, because it was easy for me to go nose blind to this one while I was present in the room while I was burning the candle. Another candle I enjoyed from Goose Creek, Fall Fireside. In my open concept, this hit about a 6 to 6.5. So soft, medium range, noticeable and present, not overpowering. That's for me a 6 to a 6.5 in an open concept. And my open concept space fills up a room. So whatever room I had this placed in, it was noticeable. Now, this one I had to watch because at one point it burned a little hot and started peeling my label. Overall, not until I got down to that point where you see the wick residue in there, the wax didn't really get discolored or sooty. Like the scent didn't get, yeah, it still smells good. So the scent didn't get sooty. That looks more like wax residue where it probably started burning slower as I got to the end of the candle. So sometimes, like I said, with Goose Creek candles, they can start off burning hot and fast, but then when you get to the midpoint, it kind of self-corrects and stops burning as hot. To me, this one kind of had a little bit of a soapy tone to it, but I still enjoyed it. Crunchy leaves, smoked cedar, and fireplace embers. Really enjoyed this one. I purchased a lot of the atmospheric smoky, woody scents that Goose Creek released for the fall season. Those are right up my alley. I love that they do those types of scents for people like me who don't always want bakery gourmand stuff going. So I really enjoyed this candle, and if it returns, I would repurchase it. Summer Moon from Goose Creek reminds me of Yankees Midsummer's Night so much, but with much better strength and throw. This is a cologne masculine scent. Solid 7 strength and throw for me in my bedroom space. Towards the end, I was letting it finish out. It did get a little murky in the wax, but the overall jar isn't super sooty. Really enjoy this one. This is one of my first Goose Creek candles I purchased from them when I first started shopping the brand. I have one more Summer Moon in my stash. I think I've enjoyed it enough to where I can finish the one I have, take a little break from it, and then revisit it again. If you love cologne masculine scents, this is a good fragrance. It's fresh. It has notes of, patchouli, moss, and vetiver. So while it does have some earthy notes in there, it has a nice fresh cologne vibe to it as well. So really enjoy Summer Moon from Goose Creek. Cinnamon Pine Cone from BBW was another candle I enjoyed during the month of December. This one had a solid 7 strength and throw for me in my open concept space. I had no issues smelling this candle. It's what it says. It's definitely a spice, but it's not a red hot cinnamon spice with a nice pine fragrance, equally balanced. Scent notes of fresh pine, cinnamon bark, cedar, and juniper. This one looked so nice illuminated. The jar, and I had no issues with the burn. Nice clean burn, no murky wax, no soot collected in the jar. And I will say that about Bath and Body Works. Strength and throw on some of the candles fluctuated with me with the ones that I purchased. But I'm noticing that the burns for me, the ones that I purchased, seem to be a better burn quality than what I'm used to getting from Bath and Body Works. Of course, I still ran into puny wicks on some candles. Of course, strength and throw was lighter than others on some candles, but all candles is different. No candle brand is perfect. You're going to have the light ones. You're going to have the ones that misbehave, and you're going to have the ones that have stellar performances. So really enjoy Cinnamon Pine Cone, and if this comes back, I will repurchase it. And in honor of getting into Stranger Things, because when these candles first launched, I was not watching the show. I started watching it, I want to say Thanksgiving break. When we were on Thanksgiving break, I was binge watching it so I could catch up to the new seasons that was coming out and episodes. So I'm glad I still had Eddie's leather jacket from the second Stranger Things release from Bath and Body Works. This was my favorite. Upside Down was okay. Demogorgon reminded me of spiced cardamom. So I still have spiced cardamom to burn through. And the Upside Down to me was a mix of Surf Shop and Sea Salt and Cells. That one, the notes, the earthy notes that gave, that I didn't get that scent. It was like a fruity type of scent to me. And had I been into the show when the Gourmands came out, I definitely would have got Steve Scoops, 11's Waffles. And even though I probably wouldn't have been a big fan of the Argyle's Pizza one, I still would have got it and burned it because I burnt through Goose Creek's Mr. Krabs candle. So, but yeah, the show was good. It was nice to be able to pair this. And I ended up really loving Eddie's character. I don't want to give no spoilers out, but I was liking this one, I think, in season 4 when he debuted on the show. So really enjoyed it. I think this one was about a 6. Yeah, it was a 6 in my bedroom space. Another one with a nice clean burn, no wax discoloration, no tons of soot collected in the jar. Nice, smooth, leathery fragrance. Black leather, soft musk, and smoked suede. Oh, this one was so good. It had a nice sweetness to it, too. I wish I had more of this, and this had Hellfire Club on the back. I will probably clean this jar out and keep it just because this was my favorite scent out of the whole, you know, even though I didn't get the Gourmand fragrances, but out of the ones I tried, this one was my favorite, and Eddie ended up being one of my favorite characters on the show. So really enjoyed this candle, and the fragrance was really nice. I had a total of 2, so this is my last one. Another scent that was perfect for the fall and Halloween season as well as the winter season is the Waiting Room from the Beetlejuice collab. This collection sold out so fast, I didn't get a chance to back up any of them. I'm glad some of them did return. Sandworm did not, which I still have. This one did not, which I wish it did. And I think I still have a handbook for the recently deceased. So, oh, and I still have the other one, the banana one. I'm looking right at it. Strange and unusual. So I still have 3 Beetlejuice candles to burn through. This one had notes of creepy clove, smoked vetiver, and rich tobacco. And that is exactly what this was. A nice smoky tobacco scent. Strength and throw was a 6 on this one in my open concept. This was so good. And you definitely got that spice in there as well. Not too many issues with the burn. This one didn't burn too hot and fast. It didn't burn sooty. This one was really good. So I know Goose Creek didn't bring this one back last Halloween season, but hopefully during the fall they can bring something similar to this out, or during Halloween, because I don't think they really brought out a tobacco scent for the Halloween. No, I don't think they did. I bought so many Halloween candles and fall scents that had tobacco notes and smoky notes and woody notes in them, but I don't think I smelled anything like this last fall or Halloween season. So hopefully this one makes a return. I would definitely repurchase it. Another BBW candle I enjoyed, A Toast to You. I would say the first half of this candle gave me a 6 in strength and throw in my bedroom. And by the time I got to the midpoint and finished out the candle, it was a solid 7. This jar looks so pretty. Like it had like little stars on it when the jar was illuminated. I did a review of it if you guys want to check it out. I'm not sure if this one is still available, but I did enjoy it. Sequin plums, berry spritz, and smooth amber. I did repurchase it because I was trying to behave, but a nice clean burn, no issues, no puny wicks, no none of that with this candle. This is one when it comes to like the blushed amber and peony and the luminous, and it was another one, Touch of Gold. This is the one that I prefer the most. This is the one that I would repurchase out of all of those. So really enjoyed this one. I would love to get my hands on another one, but by now it's probably sold out. But if you like those like berry body care type of scents, then A Toast to You is a good one. Another Harry Potter favorite, Deathly Hallows, was my number 2 favorite out of the collaboration. In my open concept, this fell between a 6 to a 6.5. And in my closed concept, it was a solid 7. This one is one of those tree scents that Goose Creek does that kind of has that familiar tree undertone of powderiness to it. I still enjoyed it. Scent notes are ancient cedar, forest pine, eucalyptus mist, and forbidden moss. And this wasn't heavy on the eucalyptus, but it did give the scent a freshness. No issues with the burn. This wax color was already like a earthy green, so no wax discoloration, no soot collected on the jar. Really enjoyed this candle. Goose Creek does come out with a lot of tree scents, so anything similar to this, I would definitely repurchase it. I went crazy when I first started shopping Goose Creek and bought so many lavender vanilla candles. Now I think I'm finally down to only one. This one had a solid 7 strength and throw in my bedroom space. I would say this one had more vanilla in it than lavender. They're nicely balanced, but I do feel like the vanilla comes through more than the lavender on cold and while lit, but it's really nice. It's a nice, if you like lavender, but you don't like harsh, like French lavender, and you love vanilla, this is a good one to try out. No issue with the burn. Towards the end, I think I was just letting it finish out, so the wax did get slightly discolored on the last burn, but it's not a ton of soot in the jar. Didn't burn hot and fast and sooty, so I didn't have to babysit this one as much. The other one that I have is in a different style packaging, and then I think I have 2 more lavender vanilla from BBW, and then I won't have any more lavender vanilla candles. But I love lavender. Really enjoyed this candle. Once I use up my stash of lavender vanilla, this is one I would definitely repurchase. Paris Cafe. This is one that I have to be in the mood for because it is a very robust, like dark roast coffee scent. But when I am in the mood for it, I do enjoy it. This one to me in my open concept space had a high strength and throw like I am used to from Paris Cafe. Literal powerhouse. You turn the candle off, the scent lingers. But if you have other gourmand scents that are strong enough to blend with this, like a French toast candle or some type of bakery scent, it goes so good with Paris Cafe. And I absolutely love that Bath and Body Works did an actual, design label with this one with colored wax. And even though this had colored wax, this had thin, flat, curling wicks. So I didn't run into puny wicks. I didn't run into murky wax, and I didn't run into a ton of soot. So really enjoyed burning this one. This is my last Paris Cafe. I have a lot of the coffee scents from Goose Creek from last year's coffee. I think it was like a coffee house collection that released. So I want to burn through those. But Paris Cafe, if you want a nice strong coffee scent, I would recommend picking this one up. I think it came out for Candle Day and it's still available at BBW. Winter Evergreen from Kringle is another tree fragrance that I enjoyed. I think I hauled it in 2024 and then I repurchased it in 2025. Solid 7 strength and throw in my open concept space. What makes this one a little different from all of the other tree scents is that this one has an undertone of like a sweet fruitiness. Notes are fir, sparkling aldehydes, pineapple, rosemary, guaiac wood, musk, and cedar wood. So while this has a pineapple note in it, it doesn't scream pineapple, but you do get something fruity with the tree and the wood notes. This one is definitely different from Snowcat Fraser, Christmas, and Juniper and Laurel. So I don't know if Winter Evergreen is in the 2-wick format. I don't know if it's in the 4-wick because I've been staying off the website. But when I'm ready to shop Winter Holiday, I'm just going to tell y'all right now, a lot of the tree scents that I get is either going to be between Goose Creek or Kringle because they do them so well. So this is one I would definitely repurchase. The burn quality was also amazing on this candle. Then we have Countryside Wine Tasting from Goose Creek. I enjoyed pairing this with Ruby Merlot from Yankee, and I also enjoyed it on its own without pairing it with anything. I would say Strength and Throw was in the medium range, 6 to 7 in my open concept space. This one didn't give me any burn issues. Nice clean burn, no wax discoloration. And this one didn't really lean wine to me per se because it had spice in it. Barrel aged Merlot, velvet cherry, juicy plum, and rustic spice. It was really nice, but because of that rustic spice note, it came off more like a mulled fruit scent than a wine scent, if that makes sense. So really enjoyed this one. The label looked beautiful, illuminated. I didn't get around to repurchasing it, but I hope Goose Creek brings something like this back out in the fall season, the upcoming fall season, because this was nice and rich with those dark, like the cherry and the plum note. What was the other fruit note? The Merlot. And then that spice just really gave it a nice warmth. So really enjoyed this candle and definitely will repurchase it if it came back. Then we have Windblown Cotton from Goose Creek, a candle that I absolutely love because at the top of my scent preferences are fresh, clean scents. And this is definitely like a powdery cotton linen fresh fragrance. I put some notes on the lid because this just says cotton, fresh air, and sandalwood. Top notes are soft cotton and fresh air. Mid notes are sun rays and spring breeze. Base notes are soft sandalwood and gentle flowers. And I wrote that this is a fresh and clean linen scent, light on the floral and slightly powdery. Strength was a 6, throw was a 7 in my open concept space, more of a 7 to a 7.5 in my bedroom space. However, this was when I first started shopping Goose Creek. So this probably was around between prior to me shopping, which would be 2021 and before. I probably got this back in 2022. And this was one of the ones that will burn hot, fast, and sooty. I could only burn it for 2 hours, had to keep my eye on it. So I went ahead and put this on my warmer in my living room. This lasted like 2 weeks on my warmer. And I finished the fragrance out there. I would like to see this one return with better performing wicks that doesn't burn too hot and fast and sooty. And this one, even with the wax, sometimes like when it would start solidifying, this would have like a sheen to it. I don't really see too much Goose Creek candles lately that I've purchased within the last year or two have that like real shininess to it. So I don't know how they were doing their blends early into me purchasing their candles, but I feel like that's when I was experiencing more of the discolored wax and soot with Goose Creek compared to, I would say within the last 2 years. So hopefully this one will make a return. To me, Goose Creek does laundry scents well. So they always come out with something during the springtime that's like fresh, clean. It either leans laundry detergent or linen-like. So even if this exact fragrance doesn't come back, I will always purchase their clean linen scents because to me, they do them well. Then we have Autumn Road Trip. I absolutely love this candle. It took everything in me not to repurchase this one. Solid 7, strength and throw. Wild fig, autumn acorns, fall foliage, a cool breeze. You gotta like outdoorsy because this is all of that. Very atmospheric and captures the outdoors to a T. Nice clean burn on this one. No issues with the burn quality for me. Goose Creek, please keep doing atmospheric fragrances like this. I feel like they do them so well, and I honestly prefer them over their bakery gourmand scents. This jar was another one that looked very beautiful, illuminated. And if this were to return or something similar to it, automatic repurchase. Now, Tracy had sent me from 3 Wick Thesis her oud candle. I had put it in my crock in my bedroom. It was very light. This is the one that I had purchased, still in the soft medium range, but it definitely had more oils, like fragrance oils in it than the one I experienced that Tracy gifted me. This one, I remember this one I had to kind of keep an eye on when I was burning through mine because it would burn hot and fast after about 2 hours. So I ended up putting mine in the crock as well in my bedroom space. And ooh, this is a really nice, authentic oud woody scent. If you like oud, you'll enjoy this one. It's just not a strong performer. Even in my bedroom space, it's not. This was before Goose Creek was putting scent notes on here, but this is like a nice damp woodsy scent. It doesn't smell like a masculine cologne woodsy fragrance. So I enjoyed this one, but there are other woodsy scents and woodsy scent blends that Goose Creek does that I prefer more than this. So I think I'm gonna take a little break from oud, but if it's still around and I'm interested in picking up one just to give it a try, just to revisit the scent again, I would repurchase it. It's just not something that I'm like so in love with that I gotta keep buying it over and over again. I could take a break from oud. Then we have Haunted House Mysteries from the Scooby-Doo Halloween collab. This one was also a solid 7 in my open concept space. Absolutely love this fragrance. Scent notes are aged cedarwood, bright bergamot, black tea leaves, and earthy moss. I definitely got the wood. I would say I got mostly everything except black tea leaves. Like, it is an earthy element to it, but I feel like that's more so coming from the wood and moss. And then you do get some type of bergamot in there that doesn't lean super cologne-y. Not to me. This one was nice. Still got that nice blue wax color. No wax discoloration. Not a ton of soot in the jar, if any, barely. So I enjoyed burning this one. I want to say I was burning it through the Halloween season, but it was also a scent that I felt I could enjoy through fall. And then I just ended up finishing it in December. So really enjoyed this one. And of course, if something like this comes back, I will repurchase it. Next up, we have Pink Sugar Cookie from Goose Creek. Now this one burned a little hot. Couldn't burn it past 2 hours. And when I was burning it, it was on the low side in my open concept space. So I ended up crocking it in my kitchen where it did fill my kitchen. I want to say the first couple of days, it filled it at about a 6.5, 7. And as the scent lightened up, it just was a solid 6 until it got so light, I took it off the crock. But to me, this one smelled even more delicious in my candle crock than when I was burning it. When I was burning it, it still smelled good. It didn't take on like any weird burnt scorch notes. Scent notes are cherry icing, buttery cookie, and pink sprinkles. But it just smelled so much more delicious in the crock. So if I ever come across any gourmands that I'm burning them and I'm just like, with them burning, I'll probably just toss them on my crock or my warmer and see how I feel about them without the wicks being lit. But this one I think always comes back. It's probably on the website now. Goose Creek just released Valentine's Day. So this one I think is a returning scent. I liked it. I didn't love it. So I wouldn't repurchase it, but I did enjoy it. So if you like those like sugar cookie scents with that like cherry pink icing vibe, then I recommend giving this one a try. We are down to the last crate of 6, you guys. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for continuing to watch the video. Fresh Balsam from Bath and Body Works. This is one of the first candles that I bought from Bath and Body Works that were winter holiday that I fell in love with and have been purchasing for years. So I always make it my business, even if Bath and Body Works lets me down a little bit through the season, I make sure I at least get a Fresh Balsam candle like through the year, with whether it's performance, fragrance, strength and throw, whatever. This is one that's a classic returning scent that I feel they don't really mess up on. So this one had a solid 7 strength and throw for me. This one had thin wicks, but they weren't thin core wicks. So I didn't have any issues with the burn. It burnt nice and clean, no soot, no wax discoloration. I remember Fresh Balsam being a powerhouse when I used to get it. But for it to be a solid 7 in my open concept, it still had a nice noticeable presence without being too light. And this was a jar, I don't know if you could tell, but it was an illuminary. So certain cutout parts, the candle light shine through the label as the candle was lit. Out of all the candles that Bath and Body Works brought out that were new and for Candle Day and all that, Fresh Balsam and Fallen Flurries are the only 2 candles I picked up that were winter holiday scents from BBW this year. I didn't get anything else. So those are my top 2 favorites from them. And if it gets down to a point where I'm just going to end up repurchasing the scents that I absolutely love from them, because I feel like when we love a scent, depending on how the candle performs, we'll put up with how it performs because we just love that fragrance so much. Whereas when we jump and try something new, if it's lackluster and the burn quality sucks, we kind of get upset about that. So if with BBW, I got to just cut it down to my favorites or just stuff that I really like that I'm willing to take a chance on, I'm cool with that. But I love fresh balsam, and this will always be a repurchase for me from Bath and Body Works. Then I held on to, thank goodness, Vanilla Frosted Pine from Goose Creek. This came out in 2024. Why didn't it return last holiday season? I have no clue, because this was amazing. Solid 7 strength and throw in my open concept space. Scent notes are frosted pine, cypress woods, and vanilla. Absolutely love the green label. My favorite color. Love the ornaments. Kent from the Candle Channel designed this collection. I think it had champagne bubbles in it, which I had ended up burning through. There was a some type of pine needle and pomelo scent. Like this collection was so nice. The labels, the fragrances. Now this one had thicker wicks. So towards the end of the candle, I did get some wax discoloration and a little bit of like wick residue in a jar, but this one didn't really give me too many issues, like as far as burning hot and fast. So I really enjoyed this one. Goose Creek, please bring this back this winter holiday season, because this was an amazing pine scent that didn't come off too astringent due to that nice sweet vanilla note, and then it had a nice woodiness running through the background. So really enjoyed this candle. Definitely would repurchase it. Absolutely love this relabel design of Stress Relief. I always have to have 1 to 2 of these per year from Bath and Body Works. This is another staple fragrance that I will always purchase from them. It has a nice eucalyptus spearmint blend to it. This one is still a powerhouse, thank goodness, as Paris Cafe. 10 out of 10. You could place this anywhere. It's going to fill the whole open space where you place it at and travel outside of that space. You extinguish the flames. The scent is going to linger. It's going to get in your clothes and hair. This is that. So I love this candle. This is one I'll definitely, if I shopped Candle Day or semi-annual and it was a part of the sale, I would have picked up at least 1 or 2 of these. Love Stress Relief. If you love eucalyptus and spearmint, you got to get Stress Relief. And this is one of the BBWs that still has a strong performance to it. So I will definitely be getting my hands on another 1 or 2 of these, probably around the springtime. Snowy Bridge is another one I enjoy from Kringle. I think I had this one from 2024 and didn't get around to burning it until 2025. I kept this one in my bedroom where it performed at a solid 7. This was another one that was like a citrusy spice scent. Yeah, so this one has notes of frosted fir, juniper glitter, citron, midnight skies, jasmine, silver spruce, vanilla crystal, and patchouli kiss. Yeah, this one was really nice. This was a really nice blend, nice clean burn, no issues. I would say I definitely got the citron, so this one didn't lean too much like an orange clove to my nose. It had some fir in it, but it wasn't the dominant note. Like the fir and the spruce was nicely blended with the citrus and the spice. So this wasn't super tree dominant. I really didn't get vanilla or patchouli. So yeah, nice citrusy tree scent with some spice that didn't, I don't want to say it. I feel like Frosted Dawn was more similar to winter than Snowy Bridge. So like I said, a lot of these tree, spice, clove, or citrusy spice scents from Kringle, they do them well. And not all of them are exactly the same, because Away in the Manger was definitely more of a sweet orange forward scent with a subtle clove. Like it was present, but the sweet orange was at the forefront of that fragrance. More orange dominant than Frosted Dawn. So they each had a different tweaks, but if you love that like scent category, then you'll enjoy fragrances like Snowy Bridge. And then I was just in a non-seasonal burning mood. As you can see, I didn't just burn all Christmas, winter, holiday scents during the month of December. I gravitated towards whatever I felt like burning. So I decided to pull out my orange popsicle candle from Goose Creek. I hope they do another fun collab like this upcoming summer. This one was I want to say this one was stronger than the cherry one. The cherry one had a nice noticeable presence in my open concept space as well, but I feel like the orange was a tad bit stronger. So I want to say this one was probably more leaning towards strong medium to high. Definitely smelled like a artificially sweet orange popsicle. Scent notes, frozen orange, crushed pineapple, and sugar. I didn't really get pineapple. This just smelled like a sweet orange. Now this one did have a lot of like wick residue, some discoloration, probably from like this point on, because for the first half of the candle it burnt completely clean. But yeah, this is definitely like a summer vibe. I just was like, I kind of, wanted to break up the cranberry and the tree and all that and the Halloween stuff and put something fun and fruity in there. So I really enjoyed this one. And if it returned, I will repurchase it. And last but not least, we have cherry popsicle. This one was probably between the 6 to 7 range. Frozen cherries, lemon, and sugar. This one also was one where towards the end, the wick residue and stuff started getting into the wax pool. Didn't alter the fragrance, just popping the lid off, I could smell it. So yeah, I'm gonna say this was more of a 7. This was more of a 7, and the orange one was more of a 7 to an 8. And this one didn't have that cough syrup artificial. It definitely smelled like a artificially sweetened, like syrupy cherry popsicle, but it didn't smell like medicinal to me or like overly artificial to where it's had like a waxy vibe to it. So I did enjoy this one. And if this one was to return, I would definitely repurchase it. That's it, you guys. I know this was a long one, but hey, when you shop in your stash and you enjoying your stash, you tend to burn through and empty more candles compared to when you bringing in newness and reviewing a lot of the newer releases. I have a lot of candles. I started looking through my stash and like some of my BBW, like the white tea and sage I'm burning now. I always start the new year off with a white tea and sage candle. 2 of them, they're like a frosted green packaging. The wax started to turn yellow. And I noticed my sugar lemon from Goose Creek, I have 2 of those and the wax started kind of turning yellow. So I'm really trying to be more intentional on focusing on my older candles. Not to say I'm not going to haul at all. I did put myself on a no buy from January to June. I don't want to be too unrealistic with that. I will squeeze some low buy hauls in there. But I'm really going to try to focus on the amount I bring in and which brands I plan to purchase from the most as we go through 2026. Because y'all already know, and clearly, Goose Creek and Kringle are my number 1. And I don't mind, still purchasing from BBW and Yankee. I don't want to like rule anybody out just because some candles from some brands perform lighter. I have had some from Yankee that were high strength and throw. I had some that were strong medium, and I had more that was a little more on the lighter side. And then, we all know the issues with BBW with the puny wicks and the soot, which to me, I honestly think their burn quality improved compared to recent, like previous years. I don't know what's going on with the strength and throw with their candles lately. And even the fragrances themselves, they're getting a little too repetitive to me. They don't step outside the box too much. So that's another reason why I gravitate more towards Kringle and Goose Creek. I feel like they offer the scents that I like. I like conceptual. I like outdoorsy, earthy, woodsy scents and aquatic scents that don't always smell like a men's cologne. And Goose Creek and Kringle does that for me. So, but if I come across anything that genuinely intrigues me from BBW and even Yankee, I'll still haul those candles. I just want to bring in candles and scents that I really look forward to enjoying versus being like, oh, this is new. I got to get the new and I got to review it. So most of my videos coming in 2026 are going to be, what are they called? Most of my videos in 2026 are going to be project use it up videos. So what I'm burning through in my stash, what I'm using up in my current body care and enjoying what I have and purchasing less throughout the year. So if you guys happen to enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, bye.